Vermont Governor Phil Scott, other state officials are starting their regular Tuesday COVID-19 briefing. Let's listen in live now to Montpelier.
Foreshadowing, today we'll be laying out our Vermont Forward plan. Think of this as a roadmap for the next 3 months as vaccines make it possible to get us back to something more normal. The roadmap includes health guidance changes we expect to make as more Vermonters are vaccinated. Now, it's important to note, unlike last year when we began reopening the economy, we now have 3 safe and effective vaccines in our toolbox, which gives us a level of predictability we didn't have before. So, based on our vaccination rates, we're now able to forecast when we'll reach key milestones. It's also important to know that unlike this time last year, we're doing a lot more testing and contact tracing. In fact, we rank as one of the top states in the nation when it comes to testing, which allows us to better contain cases and also allows us to lay out this roadmap today. Our goal with this plan is to give Vermonters a transparent look at how we'll be able to work our way out of this pandemic, moving forward together at a time when we can manage this virus like we do the flu, with simple, everyday measures rather than the state of emergency we've been in for over a year. It's meant to let nonprofits, community organizers, employers, and families plan for events and how these might look, to help businesses prepare for future operations and budgets, and to give Vermonters something to work toward. As I've said, we're in the last laps of this very long and difficult race, and this plan shows how we'll finish strong. But I want to be really clear. The key to getting there are vaccinations, which is why we're laser focused on making sure as many Vermonters as possible get them. And it's why, when you're eligible, you need to sign up. We're already seeing the positive impacts of vaccinating those at greatest risk of death. With about 90% of Vermonters 65 and older having received at least 1 dose, we're #1 in the nation on this front. More importantly, cases have dropped dramatically in this age group, as have hospitalizations and deaths. That's exactly what we've been working towards. And as we move through more and more age bands, we look forward to seeing deaths and hospitalizations continue to decline, because there will be fewer severe cases and fewer cases overall. But again, we need you to get vaccinated in order to move down this path. And as a reminder, within 2 weeks, all Vermonters will be eligible. To be clear, we've worked on this plan for the last few months in direct consultation with the Agency of Human Services, Department of Health, including Dr. Levine and Dr. Kelso, as well as our emergency operations team and many, many others. As has been the case from the start, we're relying on advice from our experts. And while we're providing dates, as always, they're subject to change based on circumstances. So with all this in mind, the roadmap is on the screen behind me and will be available at vermont.gov very soon. With this phased approach, you'll see we've taken steps based on the level of vaccinations we expect to see. But again, in order for this plan to work, we need your help in getting everyone vaccinated. Over time, certain sectors will transition from sector-specific to universal guidance, which will be easier to understand, provide more flexibility, and allow more creativity. Secretary Curley will talk about this shortly, but as you can see, with step 1, this is when those most at risk of death and hospitalization are substantially complete, will also be transitioning 2 groups to universal guidance. This will start on April 9th with Group A, which are businesses that have little or no contact and are mostly outdoors. Group A will see little change, but again, we believe it will give them more flexibility and be easier to understand. On May 1st, Group B businesses, which includes most other sectors, will also move to universal guidance. Next, to better align ourselves with other states in the region, Step 1 will also include a change to our travel policy. Beginning April 9th, we'll use testing instead of quarantines as one of our strategies for mitigating the spread of the virus. This requires unvaccinated Vermonters coming back to Vermont to be tested within 3 days of their return, but they no longer need to quarantine. Likewise, this policy will allow visitors from other states to come to Vermont as long as they have a negative test within 3 days of their arrival. Those who are vaccinated can continue to travel without restrictions. As a reminder, we've had one of the most conservative travel policies throughout the pandemic. And while this eases those restrictions, it's still more strict than our neighbors, and it relies on unvaccinated Vermonters and visitors to do their part. With this step, because testing is free and easy, we believe it will be easier to follow. So we'll see more compliance, and we'll catch cases a little earlier. Now, looking ahead, by May, our modeling shows we'll have a majority of Vermonters over 30 vaccinated. Just think about that for a moment. 14 months after the virus hit our state, we could have 2/3 of the population vaccinated. And with that level of vaccination, our team believes that we'll be able to take another step forward. So in Step 2, all sectors will move to universal guidance, except for education and healthcare, which will maintain their own guidance. As well, we'll be able to expand gathering sizes. And by June, we expect all Vermonters who want to be vaccinated to have had the opportunity to do so. At this time, as long as enough Vermonters step up to get vaccinated, it will be safe to allow for travel without any testing or quarantine requirements. And we can again increase the number of people who can safely gather. Here's another important point. Throughout all these steps, masking and physical distancing will still be required and continue to be the best methods for the unvaccinated to limit transmission. All of this leads us to Independence Day, at which time all Vermonters over the age of 16 will have had plenty of time to register and receive their vaccine. And we may even be vaccinating people under 16 by then. And that's why we believe we can expect to be largely back to normal by this time. After the 4th, our guidance would become exactly that, guidance, not mandates, recommendations rather than requirements. By then, we'll have been through 19 months of a historic pandemic response. 19 months of learning how this virus spreads, learning how to mitigate, developing incredible tools to control it, from testing to the distribution of 3 very safe and effective vaccines. And who knows, by then we may have more approved by the FDA as well. Knowledge, personal responsibility, and science. These are the tools we've used to protect ourselves and manage this virus. And in the future, we'll be managing COVID like we do the seasonal flu, because we know COVID-19 is not going away. But with the vaccine, we can keep people safe and return to normalcy. And by the 4th of July, we should be there. But today, it's important to be realistic. We're still in this pandemic. In fact, we need Vermonters to look at this roadmap and double down on the guidance we have in place so we can finish strong with the fewest lives lost and with our kids back in school before the school year ends. But to do so, we must meet each and every one of these steps on the timeline. So I'm personally asking you to do your part, because we need your help as much today as we did last year at this time. That means continuing to wear your mask, keep your distance, Stay home when sick, test often, and get vaccinated as soon as you can. Remember, case counts are still high, and letting your guard down increases your chances of getting or spreading the virus. So personal responsibility is especially important right now. We have roughly 90 days to go. 90 days to stay united so we can get back to normal. As I've thought about this final push, our state's motto, freedom and unity, comes to mind. These principles are at the core of who we are, and it's never meant more, because committing to these principles, striving towards this goal together, is how we'll get through this. This has been an incredibly long, hard journey, a once-in-a-century pandemic that's gone on much longer than any of us thought or expected. The finish line is in sight, but we need to dig deep to find the strength and perseverance to get through the next 90 days. So here's the most important message I would deliver today. I hope each of you sees this roadmap as a reason for optimism, and also as a reason to make smart choices, to do your part for the common good, especially when it's your turn to get vaccinated. Because as I've said since day one, we will get through this, but we must do it together.